All right, it looks like they're ready. The taters have been exchanged, and we are ready to bring it. Maddie McBride against Amber Fretwell. Amber comes in as our women's season 16 player of the season. Maddie comes in as the number 9 seed in the tournament, wearing a champion's jersey right there. She has no fear. Neither of these players has any fear. Certainly not of any other cornhole player, and not of one another, to be sure.
I like who Maddie said she'd like to play against, Austin Cameron. He's sitting over there. He'll probably take her up on it as soon as she's ready.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, Maddie and Caitlin Ham, both from the same area, have started their own organization. They call themselves the Kitty Girls.
The Kitty Girls.
The Kitty Girls.
All right.
And I like that name, by the way.
All right.
I think they're selling jerseys and everything. So,
Good for
pick
them.
up a Kitty Girl jersey.
Well, and that's a great thing, too, that we've talked about with the different organizations, the certified officials, the different groups that you can play in. The merchandising and the creativity is so great. I mean, and you first saw this, I think, a lot in bowling. You saw, the pinheads or the strikes and, spare ribs and all those different things. But the jerseys are the coin of the realm. People have come up with their own custom jerseys, so many different ways to position yourself, and that's what makes it so much fun to watch. So many of these games. And speaking of jerseys, pro jerseys could earn ACO pros if they work their way through the singles and end up winning the singles championship in an ACO pro jersey, a $1,000 bonus to that prize money.
And Amber grabbed 5 the first round, and Maddie's got 1 off this round. There's another point, and it may go back to what I was telling you.
Yep.
Sitting around over there, not going to loosen up.
Mm-hmm.
And she ought to know better because she's been playing a lot of cornhole and plays a lot every day almost. It comes from a great family, like both of them, her and Caitlin Ham. And then you got the nicest girl in the world, Amber Fretwell.
Sure.
Who says she gets nervous every time she's on center stage. You remember her telling us that in Tupelo?
Well, I would tell you this. She is certainly taking advantage of being warm and playing in that elimination final because she does seem to have a little bit more of a dialed-in approach to that hole. There's another bag off the back of the board from Maddie McBride, and that allows Amber to put up that crooked 7 against a 0. Now she holds that first bag. Is she going to go for the hole, which she typically does?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she will.
Flying right at it.
There's a short bag there as a bit of a blocker, but I don't know that blocker is going to be a problem at all. No, it is not. For Amber. Now she's going to be able to collect it. She actually put herself in a little bit better position there to pull that bag coming in next. But interesting shot there. And
that was a good shot.
Very nicely done because she rolled up over her bag and Amber's bag, used the back of the hole to grab and pull it back in there. So she puts up a 4 spot. Nicely done there. That was a really good shot, and it was one of those where she didn't even think about it.
No,
we
she don't think a lot.
Well, if her folks are listening, you know what? It didn't come out exactly the way he meant that, I don't believe.
No, I mean her shot maker. She just fires away.
She is. She's a gunslinger, that's for sure.
Plays with Spencer Garner co-ed, and he's a gunslinger.
Mm-hmm.
They make a great co-ed team. And it looks like maybe she's getting dialed in now.
I think so.
But it took that few rounds that, you could have avoided that 7-0 lead had you gone out there and threw a few bags right before we started because there are open boards out there.
And you know what? You know who that is terrible for? Not us.
No.
Because now we get to watch the battle back, and that to me is so much more fun than just seeing a runaway. Now that right there.
That's just a big mistake.
That's a big mistake that and I don't know that has anything to do with warming up or not warming up. I think that was just a fluke.
Throw.
It was just a fluke. Boy, Amber's going to collect all of that though, so Maddie's got her
she's going to make her collect it the hard way.
The hard way, yep.
And we know Amber's got a great airmail.
She can do it. Does she shoot it here or does she has to go here?
I think she takes 2 shots at it.
Oh, yeah. So, knowing that she's got that lead maintained, she can take that shot and pull them in.
Yeah, and Maddie should be the looser one because she knows she's got to beat twice.
Oh, how about
and there
that?
it is. What I tell you, she's going to take 2 shots at it, and that was beautiful.
She did, and that second shot did all of the damage.
4 points, too.
All right, she keeps that first bag.
Man, that was a great shot.
It really was. And she used that third bag, first of the 2 airmail shots, to measure.
To gauge.
Yeah,
that's
she
right.
measured.
She'd have taken it if it had went, but if she didn't, she was okay with it.
Sure.
I still look for Maddie to make a run here.
Oh, there's no question. She wouldn't be here in the Queen's seat if she wasn't capable of gathering her wits and.
Man, Amber's bag just hits the board and runs right to the hole. There's 2 more.
Yeah. Boy, it just seems like there's that one bag every frame that it's almost as if she didn't throw it. It's almost as if it threw itself and didn't know where it was going to go.
Who threw that bag? Like the bag has a mind of its own.
Well, 13-4. That first bag is maybe a little bit of an open door opportunity there for Maddie, and you
see some frustration on Maddie's her body language. Now that bag's creeping back.
Now you know what's interesting. That frustration, maybe it's kind of creeping into her head about I probably should have been warming up earlier. We said that probably isn't it because she's cool, she's loose, she gets it, she knows what she's doing. But that reaction says to me, all right, 13-6.
You know, it really surprised me that she didn't try to go after that bag in the back because she has a great airmail now, and she usually goes after them. So,
well, it's interesting. I mentioned earlier that seeing Maddie in Panama City Beach, having beaten the businessman Randall Garrison. Randall Garrison is who Amber tells me he's her favorite player in the ACO, as he is for many.
Yeah.
Because he's just such an even keel guy and couldn't be a nicer guy. Again, we talk about family, a great family, and Amber's won. She's not wearing the purple jersey right now, but she's won majors in I think Tupelo, here in Knoxville before, and also in Cincinnati.
Yeah. We remember talking about her. She drove all the way up to Cincinnati to play in the women's and drove right home.
And then drove home.
Drove right home.
To Russellville, Alabama.
Yeah, that's a long way, too.
Boy, I'll tell you what, this lead is starting to look insurmountable just psychologically. Yeah. Amber Fretwell 15-6 over Maddie McBride. Maddie coming in as the number 9 seed. Now Amber does have to double dip, and, Maddie knows that.
One thing about Maddie, she knows she's got that second game as a cushion, though.
Well, maybe this first game was going to be her warm-up game. But that's risky.
It is
especially
risky.
When you have somebody who has been playing and in a groove and had the stroke going for now 30-40 minutes.
Well, 2 weeks ago in Owensboro, we didn't see one double dip. Tonight, we've 2 for 2.
Boy, look at this. I mean, those bags.
Oh, she goes up.
Yeah, there it is. Now, I think.
She's sitting on 7 on 3 right now.
But she also kicked those 2 top left bags out of reach. I think there was a moment where it looked like maybe she could go get them, but I don't know that that's the case. Oh, and she's going to run that off the back.
That's 4 points. That's 4.
Well, there it is.
19-6.
The ominous number 19 now.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you, I did not expect this, Finn. I really expected Maddie to crawl back into this match.
That's why I'm just sitting there kind of thinking I'm a little bit speechless on this, but I guess I go back to what we just talked about, and that is the fact that she knows she has to be beaten twice.
That's right.
So she's got a little bit of a psychological cushion, but I would say right now about 19-6 is about exactly when you ought to start bearing down.
And I'll tell you, it amazes me when you sit over there knowing you're fixing to play and you don't go warm up before you get here, before you come to center stage. And I'm going to talk about that every time I see that happen.
That's
that
a nice
was a good bag.
Yep.
So.
Now Amber can come up
she can
high with one off the back. She could shoot it and pull that other one in, and that pretty much will call it a day, I do believe, if she's able to. Well, no, maybe not. She's got the one off the back.
Oh.
Okay, well, she's left
She tried to block Maddie, I think.
Little window. She's going to come in low and try to push them both. She gets one.
That's nicely a 5 spot for Maddie.
Nicely done there.
19-11. We've seen them come back.
Mm-hmm. Her favorite moment, Maddie. We've talked to her a number of times. She won. I think it was women's and juniors in Bentonville, and had to double dip in the juniors to win Bentonville, Arkansas. Some of her favorite moments. She's won women's doubles in Owensboro, Kentucky, women's singles and juniors, as we mentioned there in Bentonville. So those purple jerseys certainly well-desered and earned, but I think she is going to ultimately have to.
We're fixing to go to the second game, it looks like. There's a nice block. She's got to shoot this one.
The game second game. She gets it in there, but
for the game right here, Amber Fretwell in the
do
hole.
it. Coming in low to the right.
Oh, and it's just a wash.
She lives to fight another frame. Boy, I'll tell you what. That is the one thing that I do think we've seen consistent. We've seen great matches. We've seen back and forths. We've seen great comebacks. But the inability to slam the door shut is the one thing that I think we do see consistently. And these players would be the first ones to admit it, that they have not been able to do it when it needed to be done.
If you've been playing this game as long as I've played, you see that you have the opportunity to close that door right there, and it doesn't happen. And all of a sudden you give up a couple points here and a couple points there, and they're right back in the game. I mean, Amber's probably thinking about it. I had a chance to win that game. But then they come back with 8 bags down the freeway again, you know?
Well, and we talk a lot and make, comparisons to other sports. Maybe you've got a gimme, you're playing pool against somebody, you've got a gimme shot, and you miss it, and all of a sudden you scratch, and then the next thing they've got ball in hand, and they're ready to go. And that changes the entire shift of the psychology of the game. You yip a 1-foot putt, out playing golf, and all of a sudden your game just falls apart around it. This is no different. Yeah. The ability to forget a shot and move on and not sit around and rest on a shot is key. Was it Yogi Berra that said, 90% of this game is 100% psychology? Right. I don't know
mental,
what it was.
100% mental.
Mental, yeah.
That's it. You get a chance to read his book. Done. Read it. It's great. You're talking about yips. I got a buddy that yipped a golf putt like that one time, and he's still yipping 15 years later,
right?
man.
Yeah. If I do stuff like that, I hate to admit this about myself, but I'm going to have to go to the pro shop and get a new putter because my other one's going to be in 4 different pieces or in a lake.
It's not the putter.
No, yeah,
Don't
is.
Don't take it out on the putter.
I'm the putter.
It's always the putty.
The putty. All right. They certainly seem to be making best friends with the center of the board, and it's giving Maddie an opportunity.
Maddie's got one off.
There.
Maddie's got one off the board. Yeah,
she's
got
back.
one off to the left.
And that's nicely collected.
And this could be it.
Yep.
One more chance.
This is going to have to do it. Slam that door. She's not going to do it.
She just gets one.
She's not going to do it.
Man, those opportunities. I remember playing somebody. He gave me 3 opportunities to do that and never gave me another opportunity. Didn't miss another bag. And that's what Maddie's got to be thinking. I got to make every bag here.
Right. Well, and I think, too, that this starts to work on your head with regard to the second game because she has been given enough opportunities now in this game to fight back. So she's got to absolutely bulk her hard drive between game 1 and game 2 if it goes to game 2 and start and pretend that they haven't played each other in months.
And here's the chance again.
There it is.
Oh, I think she's going to finish it this time.
That should do it with a couple sitting up and out of play, and that's going to do it. I think that's going to be the one.
Yes, that's it.
That's going to be the one right there. So they got a double. It's got to be a double dip. It's got to be a double dip. 21-11 is the final there. So nicely done there. Amber Fretwell, 21-11, game 1. And I'll tell you something. After I think we said the magic words, no double dips in any of our stadium broadcasts up to this point. All 3 matches so far, exactly what we're going. And you know what? Anybody that's a fan of cornhole, nobody's got a problem with that whatsoever.
That's right. And you know what? Hey, we get to see this part too.
Absolutely. Now, we are also going to find out just how smart we really are with regard to the psychology for Maddie McBride for a game number 2.
And we'll see down to half a bottle of Mountain Dew. Threw the bottle at Austin Cameron. Austin Cameron got a big head. He stretched my head out like.
Well, if you were that good, you could afford to have that big a head too.
How big a head that kid's got?
He's got. I'll tell you, I'm sitting over here with a 7 7/8 friend right now.
I'm leaving that one alone.
These headphones are screaming for mercy over here, but. He was the old big head sweaty. You had to reconfigure the whole contraption over there.
I did. Well, we got to have a little fun when we're doing this too. Eric, he can't even concentrate over there right now. And let's see what happened here. I think Amber may have grabbed 2.
Looks like everything else is underneath the wooden sunroof, as our boy Jay Boogie calls it.
Jay Boogie, my man.
Boogie is here. Yeah. He's here somewhere. He may sit in the booth here with me and give you give you a little bit of a break.
That'll work.
Somewhere down the line. He was talking about possibly getting in here and bumping his gums and talk a little bit about maybe it'll be during
good.
It could very well be during some of the big blind draw. Who knows?
Yeah.
But when we come back from the break after this championship match here on Stadium and the Stadium Sports Network at watchstadium.com or on the Stadium app, we'll have a little fun with the big blind draw from our friends at Hampton Farms, and the Hampton Farms Big Blindfold Challenge is coming.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fun.
Wait. You think they draw my name?
I don't know. It's all randomly generated
it's taking
right
Frank's
there.
money, remember?
No, that's right. Money out of Frank Gear's pocket. You have an
his
opportunity to win that cash on the barrelhead. And if nobody wins it tonight, it rolls over to tomorrow night. We do it all over again. Nobody wins tomorrow night. We'll roll it over to the Bradenton area and just keep adding to the pot.
Keep adding to it.
You'll want to see this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So after this championship match, we will take a break, and then we will be back with the ACO Hampton Farms Big Blindfold Challenge and then the Big Blind Draw semifinals and finals to crown our champions in that division as well. I am Finn the Loudmouth for the ACO, host of the Taco, the TACO, where we're talking ACO every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock on Facebook Live. You can also find a lot of our content evergreen on our YouTube channel. Alongside of me, the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett.
There it is.
We watched that zip line airmail from Amber Fretwell, who's already posted a deuce and is up 2-0 with a low bag on the board there from Maddie. She tries to put the push in and follow it, and
Maddie just don't see him herself
giving up
right
another
now.
4. Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? She seemed herself sitting over there goofing off in the
I'll
corner
tell you,
with her friends.
I bring that up. I'm going to bring it up every time I see it too, because I'm a firm believer she should have been over there warming up.
Well, you haven't been wrong yet.
No.
And Amber is just, she is warmed up and ready, and that bag is just
It's going. It's going to probably go off
it's gonna
on the
drop
vibration.
the backside.
Yeah. If I'm Amber, I'm going to throw a high bag the next one.
Banging home.
Yeah. You see it move.
It's got one more shot. There
That's
it is. Is she going to be able to collect? No, she is not.
We're talking about this loaded field. I see Amber Thompson sitting over there. We saw her.
There we go. How about that?
Nice shot.
That's
Didn't
a great
do the
airmail.
result. But grabs 3. Could have
Nicely
possibly
done.
been 5.
Yep, Amber Thompson, T from she grabbed the women's singles championship or women's championship in Owensboro just a couple of weeks ago, and she has been sitting eyeballing the future competition, maybe through the singles bracket tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So many new faces and names. It's great to have everybody on board.
She came in second to Maggie last weekend.
Oh, in Beloit.
Yeah.
Nice replacement bag right there. That should be another, and ideally set up to clean up, but there might be just a little bit too much space between those two for her to do that. And well, there you go. Amber did her a favor and gave her that one, and
This could be another 4 spot.
she uses her bag as a backboard and leaves it sit. And that
13-0.
That is going to be another 4 spot, and boy, that is not something with Maddie McBride. The number of times I've seen her play over the last, I'm going to say 3 years-ish. Okay, probably more 2.
Yeah,
2. I didn't really see her when she was first getting started. So over the last couple of years, I don't think I've ever seen that or that following that. She is completely rattled.
She is in her own head right now, I'm going to tell you. I know her like a book, okay? I have played her enough, seen her enough, watched a lot of her games. She is in her own head right now.
She is.
And I don't know if she can recover, Finn. It's 13-0. I'm not going to lie to you.
And she laid low with that blocker bag right there as if to say, I'm going to be as conservative as I can just to try to live to fight it all. How about that? What a shot.
You cannot block this girl.
No.
No, and that was almost short, too.
Another low bag, almost a dirty bag, another up and over. And she collects one and leaves one out to the side, but there's no real way to pick one up other than just this bag, and she's going to leave it up. That's going to be another 5 spot. Yeah.
18-0. If somebody told me that Amber Fretwell was going to be leading this match 18-0, you know what I told them? You don't need to be predicting.
Yeah, you need to stay out of my wheelhouse.
Stay out of where I'm at.
This is my wheelhouse here, brother.
But man, what a surprise!
Well, to look up at that scoreboard and see the goose egg for Maddie, that says to me, that goose egg is the shape of her head. and she is in it. You are correct. She is in her own head. And
she definitely is. I like she took her time. Then Amber had one slightly out of play. 2.
She going to work around the left side again?
Yeah.
Now, she doesn't have that shot the way that Austin and a couple of those guys do, but I know she's got other specialty shots, but she's never been in enough of a position to use them. You know, she didn't have the luxury of experimentation with some of the shots she's got in her bag.
She went for the airmail. This is going to be an airmail by Amber.
Yep, up and over.
Just barely missed. It did stay on the board, though.
But it did put her bag a little bit better position, so she collects one, and she leaves one up on the backside. So
I think she got 3 points out of that, Maddie.
All right, well, you know what? If nothing else, a moral victory
really.
Right there to crack that egg.
Yeah, and, you know, like I said, we say they can always come back. You cannot make many mistakes right now. Matter of fact, 0.
None, yep.
Because Amber's going to make her throw, I'm going to tell you. Amber's been down the center most of both of these games and the one against Megan Puckett.
Well, and every bag that Amber throws and we've seen her throw, even in the elimination final, has a purpose.
It does.
There has not been a superfluous toss. Oh, look at that.
Man, that's a bad break. Amber did. Hey, she was cleaning everything up, they just hung up on her.
And earlier we talked about the fact that you look at that and think it now is drippy, for lack of a better technical term, as these bags are. How does that happen? But it does. It just does.
It's the law of physics, man.
And gravity be damned.
Yes, sir.
Maddie McBride needs to be double dipped and unseated out of the queen seat as the number 9 seed. Megan Puckett, the number 4 seed, taken out by Amber Fretwell, the 14 seed. So Amber here on the cusp of unseating the queen, taking the women's championship, and turning a 14 seed over top of the number 4 and the number 9.
Yeah, and she's going to take a look at that, because guess what she's going to be shooting for?
The win.
If she can get those 2 and stay on the board, that would be 10-8. No, she needs to make them all.
She needs 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought she was on.
She needs all 3 of them.
Yep, she does.
So, but she's going to shoot it.
She can shoot it, and she can do it. Up.
And
safe, safe. She knew she could get that.
That was a little conservative airmail right there.
I was surprised. Up 18-3, you would have thought she would have done that to
moonwalk
out of here.
Man. I thought she was firing away.
Oh, goodness.
And you might see them back up here on the co-ed with her husband, Shane. Probably see Maddie and Spencer. They've been hanging in pretty good.
Sure. Amber's one of those players we discussed who, started playing with Shane, and that's how she got into it. And they play 3 or 4 times a week, they've told us.
It's a family thing, Like I said, their family, that's what they do.
They got a couple of kids. I think Brody and Paisley are big fans of the gameplay there. This is going to be interesting because for her to really go after this, she's going to have to concede a couple there.
Now, Maddie does
for
not
Maddie.
have one in the hole. He does now, though.
She does now. Yes, she does. She did not think that one through, that she knows Maddie's got that extra.
If I'm Maddie, I'm going down there to look at this right here.
Yeah, I think she has to, don't you?
Yeah.
With only 1 point left to go. Yeah, she can take it. That last time out was Amber's,
She's going to take a look at it. She gnaws all her fingernails off. I know her mother, Becky, would be proud of that. Fine lady, Becky McBride, you see her everywhere, Maddie Rose. Great family.
All right, what's the decision? Chris Clark has given a signal to Maddie. What was that signal, Coach? Each one at one timeout apiece. All right. That's going to earn her a couple, so 20-5. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen.
It seems like Maddie locks in toward the end of the game, and last game it was a little bit too late. 20-5 is a big lead.
But guess what she has now?
First bag.
Yeah.
And we saw Amber let her off the hook a couple times last game.
It's all right sitting there. You see that Viper head. Able to.
She's been playing with those bags a long
coax
time.
It in. It's going to go.
They're so loose.
Interesting, though, that she does not play that get-around shot.
No.
I really thought that, especially coming at it from the right side of the board, that she would try to take that get-around.
I thought she might step out and throw it.
especially with a right-handed pitch from the right-hand side of the board.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Amber. She had a few choice words about that last bag she threw. And she's stepping out going for the game here with a big push shot. Let's see if she can get
Coming in low and hard.
Oh, and
she
that's
does
it.
How about that? What a shot. And 21-5 is going to be the final. And again, another double dip for another championship here, Philip, at Knoxville here in the Convention Center. And I'll tell you something. Having seen none in any of the previous majors that we've had here on Stadium, and then to go to 3 double dips, seniors with Terry T-Bone Dawson, and then in juniors with Austin Big Head Cameron. And then all of a sudden here with Amber On Fire Fretwell. Nicely done. We're going to welcome her into the booth. She's going to come over and say hello. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you're actually on fire or you were just on fire. Throw these on here and let's talk a minute about what happened. We have gone from no double dips in the first 4 or 5 majors that we had on center court here on Stadium to 3 today. And for what you did, especially, I mean, coming out of, I think Megan was the 4th seed. You were the, you were the 14th seed, and Maddie was the 9th seed. What was the point where you knew you had it?
That last shot.
That was it? That's
that was it.
Well, you've talked about being nervous before. You didn't look nervous at all today, even in the elimination final.
No, I wasn't nervous. Well, let me rephrase that. If you look at my hands, I'm pretty nervous, but
That's because of this, right?
No, not this.
Oh.
But I kind of was just like, just throw the bag. Don't hold it back, because you ever see my bags wobble? You know, I was too scared.
They come in sometimes low, and, you know.
I was too scared to throw the bag. So.
Well, you weren't scared of some of those airmails. You threw some darts and a couple of zip lines right through the backside. Now, I did notice, and Philip and I were talking about this, every bag you threw, for the most part, 98% of them had a purpose. Whether it was, I'm just taking it straight down the middle, I'm going to start in the hole, or I've got this block, I know exactly where I want it, or the airmails. There were only a couple of bags that you threw that seemed like maybe they got away from you.
Yeah.
You seemed in pretty good control.
Yeah, I knew with Maddie that I played her earlier, and she spanked my butt, and I was like, I got to do something different. And I actually went back to my old faithfuls that I've won I won Woman of the Year with them. So I was just like, Shane's like, you got to do something else. Change your bags.
Yeah.
Do something else, because you can't throw those like your old faithfuls. You got old faithfuls.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Old Faithful served you well. You've got that purple jersey now. You can add it to your collection, and who knows, the road to Women's Player of the Year Season 17 is paved with purple jerseys, so you are well on your way. Congratulations. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you for having me.
Amber Fretwell, I'll tell you something else. You will be seeing and hearing a lot more about her.